Let's talk about ASAP Rocky and Spaceghostpurrp, two artists that have more in common than just wearing black and being from the East Coast. Harlem rapper Rakim Myers, aka ASAP Rocky, is well known for being a member of the New York collective ASAP Mob, which was formed by ASAP Yams, ASAP Bari, and ASAP Illy. For those that don't know, Rocky was named after the rapper Rakim from the duo Eric B. and Rakim.
ASAP Rocky's real government name is Rakim.
Yep.
Which I think, and not just by chance, his mother named him after Rakim. His mother was a big Rakim fan, which I think is super dope because now he's a rapper and he's like the namesake.
That was a hot interview. I can't front. I wasn't here that day, but I enjoyed that.
ASAP Mob was formed in 2006 and Rocky joined in 2007 after being introduced to Yams by Bari. Rocky's cousin ASAP Nast is also a member of the group among several others. Marquise Roll, aka Spaceghostpurrp or SGP for short, is a rapper and producer from Miami, Florida, and is well known for being the founder of the collective Raider Clan and for his dark production reminiscent of Memphis or the screwed and chopped sounds of Texas. He initially rapped using the name Money Jordan, as Money is his middle name, before changing it to Spaceghostpurrp. He founded Raider Clan with his cousins Doda Don and Gaddafi and friends Money Jr. and Jit. Jit was murdered in 2010, however, which would come up in the conflict between ASAP Mob and Raider Clan later on.
One of the niggas in the ASAP movement put fuck Jit or smoking Jit back, and I went and did some spiteful shit and, went at Yams, even though Yams is like family to me, but I just wanted them to understand, you fight fire with fire.
Rocky and SGP met back in 2011 as, according to SGP, Rocky reached out to him because he liked his music.
Nick heard it and let Bari hear it. Bari heard it and I think he let Rocky hear. One of them, he let Ills, one of them niggas hear it, and then Ills let Rocky hear it. Yams and Yams and it all went to Rocky. Like Rocky heard the shit and Rocky was like, what the fuck?
This led to SGP spending months in New York with Rocky and other members of the ASAP Mob.
We became brothers, like for real. So when I was out there from I say the end of May to January type shit around them niggas.
During this time, Rocky and Purrp became quite close, spending time hanging out, doing interviews, and working on music. They even recorded a series of freestyles together titled ASAP Worldwide and Raider Clan Stash House Freestyles, where you can see people like Rocky, 12e, Ferg, SGP, and others freestyling together and just chillin'. SGP was also featured on Rocky's mixtape Live Love ASAP on the songs Purple Swag Chapter 2 and Keep It G, the latter of which was also produced by him. They were even apparently planning on doing an album together and had a duo name of Twins, which according to Rocky was an acronym for Two Wild Ignorant Niggas.
Purrp, tell them about your next project. What's going on with that, bro?
Next project coming out is unknown right now. The name is unknown.
On BMW.
You know what?
He's tipsy right now.
What? Matter of fact, twin it is. BMW. Look for that right now.
Yeah.
Black Man's Wealth. That shit is coming out.
That's me and Purrp.
Rewind that, folks. What that BMW is.
All right, let me explain that.
I like how that shit sound. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Decatur motherfucker.
I'll break it down. I'll break it down for you and let him continue. What's going on with that twin situation? That's the name of our duo group, like Nas Barkley. We wanted aliases, so that's why we use different names. The name of us is Twin, and it stands for Two Wild Ignorant Niggas. So, and the name of our motherfucking first album is gonna be BMW. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be, it stands for Black Man's Wealth.
Late in 2011, before releasing his mixtape, Rocky signed a deal with Polo Grounds Music and RCA. That deal included $3 million to fund things like recording, and Rocky starting his own label of Yams named ASAP Worldwide, which the collective released their group and solo albums on. Purrp's group Raider Clan were known for often wearing black, being inspired by hieroglyphics like replacing certain letters with other ones. For example, the A's in Raider Clan are replaced with the letter V instead, And musically, they're inspired by 90s Memphis music like 3 6 Mafia. They even inspired the ASAP Mob, and Rocky has stated that it was Purp and ASAP Ty Beats who taught him how to be a producer.
It was a dynasty.
It happens with every Magic duo. You know what I mean?
Yo, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro.
Yeah.
Spaceghostpurrp and Ty Beats taught me how to produce in 2011. They taught me how to make beats, my nigga.
Wow.
That's the first niggas who taught me how to make beats.
Rocky and SGP were so close at this time that SGP even became close to Rocky's mother and was staying at her place when he was in New York.
Him and Ty Beats was living with me at the time, ASAP Ty Beats. He produced Purple Swag and all that other shit, and Pesos. So me and Ty Beats is in this one room living together. Then Purp lived with us. Now it's 3 niggas in the one like bedroom thing. Living with my moms.
Yeah, wow.
So she'd give
Mom
us.
Dukes is there.
Yeah, she'd give us. But she wasn't in our fit. Like she gave us our own time. I had one sister, so had living with me at the time. So it wasn't like nobody in our way or whatever. But we'd come and go and shit. My little sister was living with us.
So what exactly occurred that made these two fall out and led to the diss tracks and social media posts aimed at each other for years to come? Let's get into it. Throughout 2011, Purp would do shows together with Rocky and the Mob. During the Fader Fort Festival, when Rocky was on stage performing, Purp wound up getting into a fight with an employee at the festival, and the Mob apparently got involved as well. According to an interview that Purp had on ham radio years later, he would claim that the Fader Fort Festival fight was the start of the problems between him and the Mob.
Shit gonna happen like that, but the shit that happened was I whooped the nigga ass at Rocky's show. Cause alright, when Rocky was performing, niggas was hating on him. And Rocky know how I am. Like if a nigga try any of them niggas, I was gonna split a nigga straight up.
He would state that he left New York to go back home to Florida and visit his family, and the person that got beat up wanted to sue, and people told him to turn himself into the police, to which he said he would do so when he returned to New York. However, someone close to Rocky would tell him that Purp left because he was scared to do so, which apparently caused some sort of tension between Purp and the Mob.
Niggas was like, turn yourself in. They was like, turn yourself in. The nigga trying to sue. He was trying to sue us. I'm like, sue? It was like, you gotta turn yourself in to the police. How many days? 1 day. It's a misdemeanor? I don't know. But bitch, if it ain't no misdemeanor, I turn myself in. Like, for 1 day, that ain't shit.
Yeah.
So I told Rock, I said, I'm gonna turn myself in. He's like, nah, twin, don't do that shit. I'm like, all right, that was around Thanksgiving. So like, I don't know, bro. It was just a lot of like petty shit going on. Like, I had went back to Miami, go visit my people and shit. And then like, niggas talking about, oh, he hide from the police and shit. Police? I think I'm out here with my family, bro. Fuck you mean? Like, I go back. You feel me? I went back up there to finish that shit.
Right.
I turned myself in. Like, that shit ain't nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga was just, some nigga was in his ear. I wasn't there, but that's just what was going on. I'm gonna keep it straight up with you. Some nigga was in his ear saying, I'm hiding from the police.
Also in 2011, ASAP Bari co-founded the clothing label V-Lone, which SGP would bring up multiple times during the feud. In December 2011, Purp and ASAP 12 started dissing each other back and forth on Twitter. The Twitter dissing thing is a common thread here as well. Things might not have been on the outs yet for Rocky and Purp, however, as in January 2012, Rocky released the track Pretty Flaco, which was produced by Purp, and that's also one of my favorite songs by Rocky. However, that might have just been a song that was recorded before they fell out with each other, and Rocky just wanted to put it out anyway. In February 2012, David Banner released the remix to the song Yao Ming. The original song was released in December 2011 and features 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne, and the remix features ASAP Rocky and Chris Brown. On Rocky's verse, he sends a shot at Raider Clan with the lines, "Them Raiders be like haters, we the true clan, know the real clan, peek where you got your style from, you niggas old as my lil man." So clearly the tension was heating up to the point where Rocky felt the need to throw a slight jab, and this would appear to be the first real sign of tension on wax. That's something about Rocky that I've noticed. He's not one for full-on diss tracks, but he'll throw a few lines here and there aimed at somebody. I do wonder what a full-on diss track would sound like though. Early in 2012, Purp signed to British label 4AD to release his debut album, Mysterious Funk, Chronicles of Spaceghostpurrp. Then in June 2012, Raider Clan member Matt Stoops, who was close to SGP, was jumped by ASAP 12e and others according to a tweet made by Purp in which he proceeded to threaten them for it. Purp would also take to Twitter and make claims that the ASAP Mob stole his style, in particular stating that Rocky copied him on his song Goldie, which wound up being the first single from Rocky's debut album, which was released later on. On the chorus of the song, Rocky says, "Hoes at my shows, they be stripping off they clothes, and them college girls write a nigga name on they toes." On the SGP song, My Enemy, he has the line, "Doing these shows, man, I suppose, bitches be writing my name on they toes." So yeah, it's just one line, but it does seem like Rocky got it from Purp, considering Rocky listened to Purp's music. Also in the video for Goldie, Rocky is seen wearing all black, just like the Raider Clan often did. In July that year, Rocky was at the BET Awards and was asked about Purp, and he responded by saying F Purp, and told him to stick to making beats.
Spaceghostpurrp, man, what's going on with that, B?
F him, straight up, you know what I'm saying? He one of those cats, like, a lot of guys just hang around me, try to get high, and, you know, when they dip off, start throwing dirt on the young blood, they can't stop the pretty motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he know what it is, and he's trying to lie to people, pumping that we took styles from him, and I mean, if you really look at it, the proof is in the pudding. He's corny, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, stick to making beats, that's all I gotta say.
Shortly after this, Soulja Boy jumped into the beef, making a tweet stating that he was letting Purp slide because Rocky was cool with him, but now that Rocky isn't cool with him anymore, he's gonna eat his face, which is an oddly specific threat, but nonetheless, it was Soulja Boy inserting himself into the beef for whatever reason. Throughout this time, the tweets continued to go back and forth, and SGP in particular also had a tendency of getting his account deleted or deleting it himself, so a lot of his tweets are not available, but some have been screenshotted and spread online. He also had a tendency of going off on live streams as well, saying some pretty flagrant things about pretty much everyone.
Fuck everybody, nigga. Fuck Bloods, fuck Crips, fuck every gang. I don't give a fuck. Fuck every last one of you niggas. Y'all niggas is bitches. Fuck 6ix9ine too, he a hoe. 6ix9ine, you a bitch. You a bitch. You's a bitch, nigga. You's a bitch. I'm the rawest nigga in this shit, nigga. I will beat the shit out of that nigga. Even though I wasn't disrespecting the comments, I want to say fuck the comments. Fuck the comments. Fuck black people. Fuck white people. Fuck Hispanic people. Fuck all you motherfuckers. I don't care about nobody. I don't give a fuck about nobody. Fuck you.
This would eventually be explained somewhat by Purp coming out later on and saying that he has Asperger's syndrome, which is now just considered a part of the autism spectrum.
I learned to accept the fact that people don't understand me, because when I was little, I was born with I told y'all last year that I got Asperger's. I have autism.
Things escalated even further when in November 2012, ASAP Mob was on tour, and while at a show in Miami, they were jumped by Raider Clan members. Someone wound up firing shots off during the altercation, and then everyone scattered. Spaceghostpurrp was handcuffed by police after the incident, but wound up being let go. Also in November, Rocky had an interview for the cover of Complex magazine in which he spoke about his relationship with Purp. The following is a quote from Rocky from that interview. He's putting his foot in his mouth. People are starting to see he's a racist and crazy and bipolar. I look on the internet and every time we put something out, he gets his Raider Clan people to be like, "You're biting," and it's like, "You're just mad I'm bigger than you." His life revolves around hating on me, and this is a guy who used to live in my house. My mom took care of him. Before I had a record deal, we were sharing dinner plates and shit. Like I mentioned earlier, he and Rocky were quite close before this, so I imagine they both would be disappointed by the way things were turning out with their friendship. Then in December that year, Rocky's debut album Long Live ASAP was leaked online, and on one of the bonus tracks, Angels, Rocky sends shots at Purp. On the second verse, he has the lines, "Niggas claim they the god of black, well your name is purple, I'm the god of that. Gave you my bag, nigga, pardon that. Fuck that shit, I brought Mobbin back, brought Robin back, brought the Garden back, motherfuck Blackland, I brought Harlem back." God of Black is the title of a mixtape Purp released earlier that year, which has a song called The Black God. It was also featured on his debut album, Mysterious Funk, Chronicles of Spaceghostpurrp, which featured some of the songs from the mixtape with some changes. And Blackland is a reference to the Purp mixtape, Blackland 66.6, which was released the previous year. Also around this time, Purp released BMW, Black Man's Wealth, which was the name of the EP that Rocky and Purp were supposed to be putting out together. In January 2013, the album was officially released and received mostly positive reviews. Rocky also dissed SGP on another bonus track from the album, this one titled Jody, which is another nickname Rocky uses. On the first verse, he disses Purp with the lines, "Bitch motherfuckers trying to fake it trill, sneak diss you just to make a bill, now the world won't take you serious, when I met you you was painting nails." As I said, Purp had been making tweets taking shots at ASAP Mob and saying that they copied him and Raider Clan, so these lines would appear to be a response to that. Later on in the verse, he mentions Miami, Florida, which is where Purp is known to be from. Then on the chorus, he interpolates the chorus from the song Down for My Niggas by C Murder, which once again could be taken as a shot at Raider Clan. After this, Rocky was pretty much quiet on the Spaceghostpurrp beef as far as his music goes. ASAP Mob member ASAP Ferg would make a brief mention of the beef as well, as in November 2014 he released his debut mixtape Ferg Forever. On the first verse of the track Perfume, he has the lines, "What's up with you and Purp? I ain't into all of that gossip. He brought the funk into my crew. You gotta ask Rocky about it. All I know is ASAP riding in them Maybachs. 40 cal, we spray that. When AK brat, you take nap." So he wasn't dissing Purp or anything, but making it clear that he's not really into the beef like that, but he's still down with the group. ASAP Mob was doing pretty well during this time as they put out their debut mixtape Lords Never Worry and were working on their debut album, but they would soon suffer a loss as in January 2015, co-founder ASAP Yams died reportedly from an accidental drug overdose as sleep apnea complications.
Yams got out of rehab and by August, man, it was just me and Yams out there. And that's when we were working and, he started getting back on his blackout boy shit.
I'm sorry, I definitely remember him, tweeting that he was gonna try his best to stop because he knows that it ruins lives, but I know it's also not easy to kick a habit like that.
Yeah.
Is there any way do you have conversations with him about it, or do you feel like... So, they definitely confirmed that, it was a mixture of drugs and it was an accident, the way he
choked on his vomit. He suffocated on his vomit in his sleep. If there was drugs in his body or not, he still suffocated off his vomit. But 9 times out of 10, the only way you can suffocate off of your vomit is if you have sleep apnea like he does. This motherfucker sound... Do you see videos all over the internet of him sounding like a truck or a train when he snores and shit? Like, he has this, what is it called? It's sleep apnea,
Sleep
right?
apnea, yeah.
Yeah, he has, I remember one time Chase had, my manager, they wanted to get him this thing. It's like a face thing.
That helps you breathe?
But yeah, when you sleep, because he would be choking on his own tongue.
Oh, man.
I could pull up videos now, and this ain't me justifying it, you know what I mean? Yams that was what he did. He got high, you know what I'm saying? But, so all those kids that's out there on the Xanaxes and whatever, Oxycontins and all that other shit, man, I'm not about to sit here and tell you, man, don't do that. That shit, you know what you're not supposed to be doing.
Then in November that year, SGP released the song Dark Angels, which was titled as a response to Rocky's Angels song on which he dissed Purp. Also in 2015, Purp moved to Atlanta and started working with some of the artists there like Playboi Carti, You Know the Activist, and Father, who were all pretty much up-and-coming rappers at the time. ASAP Bari's beef with Spaceghostpurrp allegedly comes into play again here, as over time, SGP would make accusations that there was someone in the ears of people that convinced them to move away from him and to be down with the ASAP Mob instead. In what is probably one of the most wild parts of this whole situation, however, is Purp accusing this person of lacing people's blunts, basically getting them high so they'd be more susceptible to being persuaded to his side. Purp would go on live several times dissing ASAP Bari for things like copying him for the V-Lone brand and turning Rocky and other people against him. In January 2016, Ohio rapper Chapo released the track Cookin' Yams, on which SGP is featured on the intro, dissing ASAP Mob, New York, and ASAP Yams. On the song, Chapo mentions cooking up some ASAP Yams, which also would seem to be a diss to the Mob co-founder. ASAP 12 took to Twitter afterwards and said he's in New York if Chapo was looking for him. Chapo would respond by asking him for the address. Chapo and Purp would fall out later on, which is quite common as you could probably tell by now. Also in January, Purp sent out tweets dissing numerous people like Lil B, Rocky, Yams, and their dead family members, so clearly something was up with him. Now I ain't no doctor, so I'm not gonna sit here and try to diagnose him myself. I've seen things saying that he has bipolar disorder and others saying he has schizophrenia. I will say that it's possible, but whatever he has seems to cause him to send out these kind of tweets and go on these rants on live streams. Later on, however, he would say that he was actually cool with Yams and only dissed him because ASAP Bari and others were dissing the deceased Raider Clan member Jit, who started the group with Purp.
One of the niggas in the ASAP movement put fuck Jit or smoking Jit back, and I went and did some spiteful shit and, went at Yams, even though Yams is like family to me, but I just wanted them to understand, like, you know what I'm saying, you fighting fire with fire, like, well, I be ignorant, you know what I'm saying, but I had to snap out of that shit. I had to really be like, this shit childish, what is we doing? Like, all us, we saying fuck Jit and fuck Yams, like, Jit is my dead brother, Yams is they dead homie, like, why is we saying this shit, bro? We not from LA, we not from Chicago, like, nigga, we some, last time I checked, we was some good-hearted ass young niggas from around the way, like.
Also in January, Purp would put out the track End of Stan, which is aimed at Rocky. At the beginning of the track, he talks about having someone from across the country being his stan, which is a reference to ASAP Rocky. Throughout his verse, he calls Rocky and the Mob out for being a fan of his and copying his style. He also mentions Rocky copying the South, like with wearing gold grills, and he mentions how the South is currently running the rap game with artists like Travis Scott and Future. Then he ends the song again calling Rocky a stan, which is a reference to the classic Eminem song Stan. Former Raider Clan member Denzel Curry also jumped into the beef at this time, but on the side of ASAP Mob. Denzel put out the track Space Ghost Pussy, featuring fellow Florida rappers XXXTentacion, Ski Mask the Slump God, and Lofty 305. XXX apparently had some contempt for Purp, as he wound up getting Fuck Purp tattooed on his arm. Denzel aims at Purp with the lines, "Cause bitch I'm a Raider Clan killer, ULT nigga, smoke all the Purp, extort the dealer." At this point, Raider Clan wasn't really active anymore as a group, and there was friction between multiple members. Spaceghostpurrp put out the track End of Stand 2. This one is aimed at Denzel, as just like he influenced Rocky, he also helped Denzel in his career by letting him into Raider Clan.
But I do feel like you and the Raider Clan really kicked off that whole entire wave out out of South Florida.
I mean, of course, and I'm gonna give respect where it's due. You know, like Spaceghostpurrp really was like the driving force for that shit at the time when he first came out, and him and Rocky was running together until the beef happened. But when it came down to Raider Klan and the whole aesthetic and everything before we disbanded, like we was really trying to bombard the industry on some shit. Like when we was young and we was all in high school at the time.
I feel like y'all laid the roots for all this other shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Of course, all that shit came from us.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, you definitely need to get your flowers for that. Yeah, it's crazy because when you think about it, we were just talking about it yesterday, the ASAP Rocky Spaceghostpurrp thing. Such an unfortunate thing because it's like, what if that never would have happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
man, listen, if that would have never happened, you know, we probably would have had a stronghold on the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we was like the driving force of the culture, both Raider Klan and ASAP.
Yeah, and a lot of the aesthetic and a lot of the vibe I feel like that Rocky had for the ASAP Mob, you know, was heavily influenced by the Raider Klan shit as well.
Yeah, I mean, when it came down to everything that was going on, and then, you know, when Purrp and Rocky was going through it and shit, and, you know, Blackland Radio 66.6 did come out before I heard Live Love ASAP or Pesos. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Unlike the first one though, this track is a bit more humorous to me. Throughout the chorus, he refers to Denzel as McFlurry, which is a play on his name, Denzel Curry. He calls him musty, dirty, and a nerd, among other things. But the funniest lines on the song to me are in the first verse when he says, "Bitch, you live with 10 niggas, how the fuck you getting money? I see why you hate your life, nigga, you was born bummy. And you have the nerve to rock a grill? Boy, your ass funny. Boy, your fucking grill big as fuck like some brass knuckles. Nigga teeth stay poking out like a belt buckle." The whole song is basically a roasting session on Denzel. Denzel also had the track Purposely featuring XXXTentacion on the intro, outro, and ad-libs. The funniest part is probably when Denzel has the lines, "Dumb as fuck I even battled you, flow so ass shit's embarrassed to come out of you." Then he makes a reference to SGP getting beat up multiple times with the lines, "Dash beat your ass like a bitch, Barry beat your ass like a bitch, so I guess you got the hits." Dash is a New Jersey rapper who was a part of the ASAP Mob, he just didn't use the ASAP moniker. He's also a nephew of the Rockefeller co-founder Damon Dash. He had an interview in 2016 on No Jumper in which he was asked about the fight he had with SGP. He would state that it happened when they were at a show in New York City and Purrp had beef with Dash's friends, which in this case was seen to be other members of ASAP Mob, and so he stepped to Purrp.
So tell us this, how the fuck did you get in a fight with Spaceghostpurrp?
It really just ended up being that nigga came to do a show in my city, and at the time he had a problem with a few friends of mine. So like the homie from out here pressed him on some gangbang and shit. Like, nigga, I'm a blood. I ain't no.
When you say your city, you're talking about Jersey, or you're talking about New York?
New York
okay.
at the time, and the nigga was just on some super gangster tough shit, and then he was trying to cop plea, like, I don't want no problems, I don't got no problems with any of y'all niggas. Yo, Dash, man, you know me, you know I'm not even. I'm like, yo, you got problems with my niggas, you got problems with me, so don't look to me for no help. I guess he had went outside the show, Action Bronson had stopped me, he's like, yo, it's my show, my nigga, don't fuck my paper up. I'm like, all right, you right. Nigga went outside the show, I guess he took his shirt and shoes off and started screaming for me. So like the homie came inside, like, yo, Purrp screaming your name out there.
He took his shirt and shoes off. This is crackhead behavior.
Barefoot, and nigga was asking for my fade. When I got out there, I just heard, yo, where's Dash? Where's Dash? And one of my men, shout out my man Bodega Benz, niggas got in his face like, nigga, I'm Dash, do something. He's like, no, you not, I know him. So I came up the street, I whooped his ass. The nigga ended up having like 6 or 7 fans with him that was fronting like they his friends. So all my homies formed on them. Mad 16, 17-year-old kids got their ass whooped for no reason. You feel me? And that nigga ended up getting packed out.
Denzel ends his verse taking a shot at Purrp by mentioning a woman named Talissa and calling Purrp a sucker. Purrp responds to Denzel with the track Training Day, End of Denzel, which is a reference to the movie Training Day, which starred Denzel Washington.
Oh, son of a bitch! You shot me in the ass!
On the first verse, Purrp responds to the lines about Talissa with the lines, fuck a Talissa, I hit her and then fuck another bitch, ask the bitch how I broke her heart, cause the pussy smell like fish sticks. Your name is Denzel, so motherfucker, this a training day. Then he goes on to claim that he started Denzel's fan base with the lines, show me respect, little nigga, I gave you a fan base, now you throwing tantrums on your microphone, shit ain't really going your way, nigga, you lame, yelling on the mic for attention, did I mention that you look like Pookie, yeah, from New Jack City when his neck itching? Denzel does have a tendency to yell on some of his songs, including when he dissed Perp, so there's some truth to that. Pookie was a character from New Jack City that was a crackhead and played by Chris Rock. Denzel was one of the first people to join Raider Klan, so Perp did help his career in a way. The beef between them settled down afterwards and they squashed it later on. Denzel was also involved in this situation for another reason, however, which I will be getting to soon. XXXTentacion also dissed Perp himself on the track Sippin' Tea in Yo Hood, on which he throws a shot at Perp for all the tweets he sends out. Then in October 2016, Perp put out a song titled RIP Yams featuring Rocky, which samples the Wiz Khalifa song TAP or Take a Plane, which was also produced by Perp. On the chorus, he mentions BMW, and that along with the fact that they weren't cool with each other at this point makes it likely that this is an older song that was recorded while they were still cool and Yams was still alive.
I want to explain to y'all why I released the song with me and Rocky and shit. They called it RIP Yams. The reason why I did that shit is because earlier this year, well, last year, me and one of them got into a fight, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The fight came from miscommunication, like always. That's how it always, was going on. Like, that's how it started. Miscommunication, assumptions, and impulsiveness, not motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, ignorance at its finest, They didn't do anything to me. They didn't kill one of my homies. I ain't killed one of their homies. We ain't no Bloods and Crips or no GDs or BDs or none of that shit. Like,
so the title seems like it was an apology of sorts to ASAP Yams, considering, like I said earlier, Perp did say that he really didn't have an issue with Yams specifically. In August 2017, ASAP Mob released their second album, Cozy Tapes Volume 2, Too Cozy. Just like on their first album, a lot of rappers outside of the group were featured.
And how's like you guys, with bringing on Cozy Boys and then like Cardi and stuff, how does all these kind of new people like add to the ASAP name or like, you know what I mean, just kind of your crew?
It's like the Dipset family church. You know what I'm saying? Like how they had like Generation X. Yeah, like Purple City, Jim Jones.
Yo, lock that door, yo.
It's like the family tree. It's an umbrella.
Denzel Curry would state later on that he was supposed to be featured on the song Bahamas, which features Rocky, Ferg, 12E, Lil Yachty, Key, Schoolboy Q, and Smokey Margella, but was removed from the song because he got cool with Perp again. Playboi Carti is heavily featured on the album, and like I mentioned earlier, Perp worked with Playboi when he was staying in Atlanta, and he also worked with or inspired other artists in Atlanta like Key and Lil Yachty, who were also featured on the album. Playboi Carti met up with ASAP Bari and wound up becoming close with Rocky, and according to Perp, Bari turned people like Carti against him and got them the side of ASAP Mob.
Shout out to my bro Ian Connor, the whole ASAP Mob, rest in peace, Films, all gang. Fuck that nigga Spaceghostpurrp, I don't fuck that nigga.
In March 2017, Perp put out the track Yo Time, on which he disses Rocky and Bari. He disses Rocky's brother who was shot and killed when Rocky was a teen, and he also makes fun of Rocky's braids and makes mention of the Miami show where they fought, and disses Bari for his V-Lone clothing label. After this, the diss track seemed to be done between the Perp and the Mob and others. This is a situation that could be seen as a bit confusing since a lot of the beef between the two really seems to stem from problems from other people, in particular ASAP Bari, according to Perp at least. Over the years, SGP has still had times where he'll do a live stream where he talks about Bari, Rocky, and other people in the ASAP Mob or associated with them and explain his view on things.
It's the same energy. So don't think, me posting a song called RP Yams is for a buzz. Nah, nigga, I did that cause Rocky's birthday was on the 3rd. And I posted it on the 4th. I did that because this shit is stupid. And I do apologize to the fans for stooping down to their level and disrespecting the dead man out of anger and disappointment. I do apologize to all the fucking fans. I do, because I'm not that type of person.
Another one of the wildest things that he would say during one of these occasions is that he would state that the reason Rocky and him fell out is because he found out that Rocky is gay. Like I said before, Purp's mental state is something that has been called into question on many occasions. Some of the things he said are just horrible in my opinion and a bit over the top, but that doesn't take away from his contributions to music and the people he's influenced. In 2020, SGP released a mixtape titled Space Ghost Pussy Response, End of ASAP Rocky aka ASAP Sissy Pony. The title is pretty clearly aimed at Denzel Curry and ASAP Rocky, as Space Ghost Pussy was one of the diss tracks from Denzel aimed at Purp. Fast forward to May 2025 and Spaceghostpurrp would take a surprising turn for the better apparently, as he took to X to announce that the beef between him and Rocky is over, as they talked on the phone and squashed things. He also made a tweet saying that Rihanna is a part of the underground family, whatever that means. Also later in 2025, Denzel Curry took to Instagram to announce that the beef between him and Purp is squashed as well. So yeah, unless Purp was just having another moment, it seems like the beef between him and Rocky and even Denzel Curry is squashed. I do question if it's a mutual thing, however, and how the rest of the ASAP Mob feels about it, since according to Purp, people around Rocky, like Bari in particular, were really the problem. As of the time of this writing, Rocky is due to be releasing his long-awaited album Don't Be Dumb. Unlike Rocky, who took a break for some time from releasing much music, Purp still continued to put music out. He has some songs I really like, and he might have said some truly disrespectful things, but like I said before, he's still talented. What are your thoughts on Rocky and Purp? What do you think would have happened to their careers if they wound up working together more like they planned on? Do you believe Purp's accusations about Bari interfering with his relationship with Rocky and all the other artists he used to be cool with, like Playboi Carti? You let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. While you're at it, click the subscribe button and check the links in the description to follow on other platforms, and check out the Patreon page to become a patron and unlock certain perks.